I solved 10,000 plus questions in the period between 20th of November 2024 and 23rd of April 2025. This is what it did to my brain and my life. Stick to the end to find out whether I would recommend doing it or not. So, the story is when I decided to prepare for a competitive exam which is called VIT Triple E, and I did not really study well in my class 11th and 12th, well as in compatible to the level of the examination. So I'd heard that there are some students, some crazy maniac students who start studying from November and ace the exam in April. They work off of just 5 months of preparation. So I thought that let's be crazy. Then I just started learning and solving questions. So there was a period for 2.5 months where I just watched lectures and solved the questions of the lectures given in the lectures and in the DPPs, which is the daily practice problems. And then once I was done with the course material or the majority of the course material, I started solving questions like crazy. I used to solve 2 papers per day at least, and each paper had 125 questions, and those each of those papers in those papers I used to make some mistakes, and to solve those mistakes I used to solve additional questions. It was a grind. It was definitely a grind, but here are the benefits that I got from doing. First, my brain became very sharp. By sharp I mean I could do questions without picking up my pen. I just used to look at a question and keep my pen down, and then the calculation used to happen in my head. I just used to look at the question. Okay, this is the formula. This is what's happening here. This is the value, and then I used to get the answer. And many times the answer used to be correct. Then my mental math became better. When someone told me to multiply stuff, I did not use my calculator. I just mentally calculated and came close to the correct answer. So, another thing was that this was really useful. My reflexes while using a computer became very fast, because in a time bound examination where you have to do almost one question per minute, then you just have to look the question, understand it fast, and click the button, move to the next question very fast. Now how that helped me is that in that period, I think the 6th of May of 2025, my school, I was supposed selected to represent my school at a college, and there they told me to do a quiz. I was selected for a quiz competition, and it was an online quiz. Now, the questions were easy, questions anyone could answer, but how fast you were answering that question, that decided your rank in the quiz. And since I had a really good habit of doing mock tests and looking at the question and immediately giving the answer, so I just looked at the question, did the answer, move next. Look at the question, did the answer, move next. And I did it so fast that I got the first rank in that competition. And this laptop that I use today for all my work was the prize of that competition. And I'm really grateful for that ability. So this is what it helped me. This 10,000 questions helped me do. Now let's come to a few disadvantages, or the things that I paid for to gain these abilities, the trade-offs that I made. Most importantly, I had no social life. Yes, I had no girlfriend, and the guy friends also that I had, I did not really meet any one of them. And I just met a few people during our exams when I had to go with them because they were coming to drop me. And I lost touch with 90 to 95% of all my friends in school. And that was the price that I paid. And for those with whom I kept in touch, I just stayed in touch to maintain the connection. That's all. Not investing in the relationship at all. Second, my health took downhill. Not really downhill, but it was not that good as it is today. did not go to the gym, barely had time to exercise. I exercise like 15-20 minutes per day, which is definitely not enough. And then I gained a lot of fat. I gained a decent amount of fat, but not a lot because I had control in my eating. And I was eating proper protein, proper food multiple times a day, like with good amount of calories, nutrition rich food. That's what kept me going for 13 hours per day for 5 months straight, like 13 hours per day of studying for 5 months straight. And I, for 90% of the days I was doing that, and maybe 10% of the days I took off. That was the price that I paid. And in fact, on 31st of December, I broke down. I was like, I'm not able to do it. And then I reduced the intensity a little bit and added some exercise and meditation, and I also took the time to figure out I also found out that my migraine had returned. It, like, really bad headaches used to affect me, so that was the thing with my health. Third thing, and this hurt the most, is that in 2024 I was running an online business, an agency, and I had a client in September. They paid $2,000, and then they paid 500, I think $300 per month, and it worked well for October and November. They paid, and unfortunately I had to let go of that client, and I had to give them a partial refund. Did not generate the results that I had promised them that I would generate, but it was really sad, and that kind of marked the end of my agency career, because after that I tried multiple times in 2025. I just couldn't get to the level that I was before. That sucks. And that was the price that I paid. And I was, because I got 5 months behind the industry, right? And in the industry everything changes so fast. Then I got outdated. Then I just couldn't keep up with it. So would I recommend it? Yes and no. There's a caveat. If you're living with your family where you have a strong emotional support system, or you have your significant other who is your strong support system, or you have friends, strong emotional support is very much required for a grind season like this. And you have your food, nutrition, and chores and errands taken care of. My mom did all the chores, and I didn't have to do anything because I was focused on studying. She was, it's a large part of the credit goes to her also, because she was always like that shield of between me and anything outside that came. That was that. And third, you really have fire in your ass. Like, your back is against the wall and you just can't do anything. Because in my case, I worked much because the alternative would have been to go for NEET, a career which I did not enjoy, and also, or taking a drop, and that would waste 1 year, and I would not have that same drive. So that's what I did. The result was that I got All India rank 66 in VIT EEE examination, in which more than 200,000 people sit, and I got a 50% scholarship for the tuition fees, and I get to brag that I got All India rank 66. If you don't have any of these things which I mentioned, would not recommend. But sometimes the third thing is the most important. If you do not have any other option, then go for it. So that was it from my side. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.